Hi everyone, today we're going to create this look, which is a high definition look, or HD. More and more people are talking about HD these days on YouTube, and I thought it would be quite nice to do a tutorial on how to apply HD makeup. I do not have an airbrush gun, but I'm going to show you how to do the HD that is usually done with airbrush makeup with the normal stippling brush and normal liquid foundation and powder. My eyes I've kept very neutral just to basically bring my eyes out, but without really wearing much at all. I kept a very neutral lip, and I have this natural dewy glow, which I think in 2010 is going to be one of the most worn looks. A dewy, natural look without looking like you're wearing any makeup. So if you guys want to see how to do a high def look, please stay tuned. Okay, as you can see, my skin is really shiny because it's really hot here right now in Australia, even though it's only 7 o'clock in the morning. But yeah, because it's hot, my skin gets oilier as the weather changes. So I now have just applied my moisturizer on. That's why it looks so shiny as well. And I've got lots of red marks in my face, but we'll get rid of that now. This is called the MAC Cream Mattifying. This is a gel form. And if I put it on the back of my hand. And now I'm using just this tiny amount just in my T-zone area. This is applied under any foundations. It doesn't matter if you use liquid foundations or powdered foundations. This is perfect for combination to oily skin. I apply this in the areas where my skin first gets oily, and even through the makeup it just gets visibly shinier. So this will help for the makeup to really stick to it first of all, and secondly, it just smooths and evens the skin out so much. It feels like silk on my skin, and it will mattify the makeup, and you won't have that shiny, oily look of the T-zone. I'm actually going to move on to my MAC Prep and Prime line filler. You only need this tiny bit. Grab the same brush. And this one is more for mature skin, but I like to use it just under my eyes and where I get those laugh lines and things like that. And I just apply that, and what it does, it fills in the lines and makes a nice even canvas for the makeup application. Okay, next up I'm using my Bobbi Brown palette, and I'm going to conceal any redness, any dark circles under the eyes, and any blemishes or discolorations on my skin. With HD, what you want to achieve is a natural look, a natural glowing dewy look without looking like you wear a lot of makeup, or without really looking like you wear any makeup. So you have to make sure that you blend everything in really well, and you don't use too much product. So what I like to do, I'm just going to zoom you in, not out. As you can see, you can't really tell there's any concealer on there, but you see how there's still a little bit of darkness around there. So I'm just going to use a little bit more product just with my finger, and I'm going to press it in. Okay, next up what we want to achieve is this flawless, dewy, nice glow, natural looking skin. And I'm using my MAC Studio Sculpt foundation, which I found was the best for high definition sort of look makeup. And then I'm also using my MAC 187, yes. And this is the stippling brush. And I'm going to show you how to create this flawless look without having to use too much makeup. So I'm just putting just a dot like that on my hand. This is an NC40, by the way, which might be a little bit too light for me at the moment. We'll see. And then I'm just going to dab that on. Now you can see I don't have very much on this brush at all. I'm going to zoom you in. So what you want to do is grab your brush and just gently, without pressing too much, basically just barely touching your skin, we're gently smoothing that and blending that into your skin. But it's not as strong as when you would just sweep it on like that. So it just gives you that very natural look, very dewy finish. I also like to put the foundation on my mouth. Just prepares it for the lipstick and gives it a nice base. When you try to achieve a HD makeup, that means that you can hardly see it on your skin, and if you go really close to a mirror it just looks nice and flawless. Make sure when you apply this that you don't go and stand in front of a mirror like 5 meters away while you do this. You want to go close and check if every single pore is covered and it doesn't look like you've got streaks or anything like that. Okay, now I've finished just on my right side, and I'm going to show you the difference as I zoom in. You can see the right side still obviously glowing because it's a little bit wet, the foundation, but you can see the difference that I have a lot more discoloration here, and this side is just one nice smooth picture basically. So I'm just going to show you what it looks like close up. You can still see the pores, but everything is just covered smoothly. While on the other side, you've got all the redness still happening, little pimples and things like that. I'm just going to do the other side and then I'll see you again. Okay, as you can see, the foundation is on now and it's nice and glowing and even. What I'm not going to do now straight away is to set it with the powder. The reason why I don't set it now with the powder is if I would use a brush, even if it's a really nice fluffy smooth brush, dip the powder and go onto my skin, I will actually put holes in what I've just created, this smooth canvas. So what I will do now is I move on to my eye makeup and let this set, and at the very end I'm going to set it with the powder. And the first thing I'm going to use is Tête à Tint, which is spelled like this if you're asking. And then I'm just going to use something that is a little bit deeper than that, just for the crease, just to define that, because it's basically a contour that you're creating. I'm going to use Cork from MAC. And as a highlighter, as always, I'm going to use Vanilla, which looks like this. So I'm just going to work with those 3 colors today, that's it. I want to have a very natural look. What I'm going to start off with is obviously I'll prime my eyes because they're very oily, my eyelids at the moment. So I'm going to use MAC Painterly Paint Pot, just using my little finger, and I'm going to zoom you in right now. And I'm just applying that on my lid. And smooth it upwards. I'm also going to use a tiny little bit just underneath my lash line.